Welcome back to our cybersecurity journey. Today, we'll delve into the world of threat actors, threats, threat modeling, and threat hunting. Buckle up for an action-packed and informative adventure. Our first stop is the realm of threat actors. In the context of cybersecurity and information security, are individuals, groups, or entities that pose a risk to the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of digital assets, data, or computer systems. They are the entities responsible for carrying out malicious activities with the intent of causing harm, gaining unauthorized access, stealing sensitive information, disrupting operations, or compromising the security of computer networks or information systems. Threat actors can have various motivations and characteristics, and they can be classified into different categories based on their intent and level of sophistication. The first one are hackers. They are generally motivated by curiosity, challenge, or recognition. Hackers are individuals with technical skills who exploit vulnerabilities in systems or software to gain unauthorized access. Next, we have the criminal organizations. These groups are primarily motivated by financial gains. They engage in activities like ransomware attacks, data breaches, and credit card fraud to make money illegally. Behold, the nation-state actors. These are state-sponsored or government-backed groups that conduct cyber espionage or cyber warfare for political, military, or economic reasons. They may target other nations, critical infrastructure, or high-profile organizations. Brace yourself for the daring insiders. They are individuals who have legitimate access to an organization's systems or information, but misuse that access for malicious purposes. This category includes disgruntled employees, contractors, employees falling victim to scams, or business partners. Our next one is about cyber terrorists. They aim to create fear and panic by launching cyber attacks against critical infrastructure, public utilities, or government entities. Now, let's meet the script kiddies. These are low-skilled individuals who use pre-made hacking tools and scripts to launch attacks without fully understanding the underlying technology or vulnerabilities. And here come the hacktivists. Motivated by social change, political agendas, or ideologies, these groups of hackers strive to make their voices heard in the digital domain, like the infamous Anonymous. Behold, the Advanced Persistent Threats, APTs. Highly trained and well-funded groups, often sponsored by nation-states, they execute covert and sophisticated attacks, sometimes spanning months or even years. And last but not least, beware of the competitors. In the business world, some threat actors may engage in cyber espionage to gain a competitive advantage or steal intellectual property from rival companies. Now that we've met the diverse cast of threat actors, let's dive into the threats organizations must confront. Threats are potential dangers or risks that can cause harm, damage, or disruption to individuals, organizations, or systems. These dangers can arise from various sources, such as cyber attacks, physical incidents, natural disasters, or even human actions. Understanding and addressing threats is essential to safeguarding assets, information, and overall well-being. Moreover, these threats are exploited by threat actors. For example, a vulnerability in a system which is the threat that can be exploited by a black hat hacker, which is the threat actor. Another example is a tsunami, which is a natural disaster threat where the nature is the threat actor. So, our first threat is cyber threat. These are potential dangers or risks that originate from the digital world and target computer systems, networks, software, and data. These threats are carried out by malicious individuals, groups, or entities with the intent of causing harm, gaining unauthorized access, stealing sensitive information, or disrupting digital operations. For example, malware, phishing, data breach, DOS attacks, and ransomware attacks. Next threat we have is physical security threats. These are potential dangers or risks that can compromise the safety, integrity, and protection of physical assets, people, and facilities. Unlike cyber threats that target digital systems, physical security threats pose risks to the tangible aspects of an organization or individual. These threats can be caused by natural events, human actions, or intentional attacks. Some common examples of physical security threats include unauthorized access, burglary and theft, vandalism, assault, trespassing, and natural disasters. We can't forget about reputation threats. These threats are potential dangers or risks that can negatively impact an individual's or organization's reputation, credibility, and public perception. These threats can arise from various sources and incidents that damage the image and trustworthiness of the entity in the eyes of its stakeholders, customers, employees, or the general public. Reputation threats can have significant and long-lasting consequences, affecting business success, customer loyalty, investor confidence, and brand value. Some common examples are negative publicity, data breaches and privacy incidents, product recalls or quality issues, and ethical violations. This is just a taste of the most common threats organizations face. There are most threats such as insider threats, natural disaster threats, and supply chain disruptions threat. To combat these threats effectively, organizations employ threat modeling. Threat modeling is a systematic approach used in cybersecurity and software development to identify potential threats, vulnerabilities, and risks to a system, application, or network. The process involves analyzing the system's architecture, design, and functionality to understand potential attack vectors and scenarios that could be exploited by malicious actors. Threat modeling helps organizations proactively assess and address security risks, enabling them to design and implement stronger security controls and countermeasures. First, they identify their valuable assets and define the scope of the system. Creating a data flow diagram helps to visualize data movement and interactions. Then, they identify potential threats, assess vulnerabilities that could expose weaknesses in their system, and conduct risk prioritization based on the risks the vulnerabilities and threat oppose. Lastly, the organization implement countermeasures to reduce the identified risks, and eventually document everything that happened to learn the threat model, share, and take notes. Threat modeling is an iterative process that evolves over time, adapting to new challenges and emerging threats. But wait, there's more. To stay ahead of adversaries, organizations embrace threat hunting. Threat hunting is a proactive cybersecurity practice involving continuous monitoring, data analysis, and hypothesis-driven investigations. It empowers organizations to actively search for potential threats that might have slipped through traditional defenses. Threat hunting relies on collaboration and knowledge sharing between cybersecurity teams, allowing them to spot nuanced and sophisticated threats. Many organizations establish dedicated threat hunting operations centers, equipped with specialized tools and resources to conduct proactive hunting activities. Threat hunting and threat modeling are two sides of the same coin, empowering organizations to protect against emerging cyber threats and design secure systems. By combining threat hunting's proactive investigation with threat modeling's risk management, organizations stay ahead of cyber adversaries and build a robust cybersecurity defense. Together, they form a formidable alliance that thwarts cyber threats and safeguards sensitive data. That's it for now. Today, you learned about the world of threat actors, threats, threat modeling, and threat hunting. Armed with this knowledge, organizations and individuals can strengthen their cybersecurity defenses and navigate the digital landscape with confidence.